Welcome back to the channel The Coin Empire. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of rare coin collecting, a story that has captured the imagination of collectors, treasure hunters, and everyday people who dream of discovering a fortune hiding in plain sight. Imagine reaching into an old jar of pennies, opening a dusty coin album inherited from a relative, or finding a forgotten coin tucked away in a drawer, only to discover that it could potentially be worth millions of dollars. The coin at the center of this incredible story is the 1944 Wheat Penny, a coin that at first glance looks like an ordinary 1-cent piece but under very special circumstances can become one of the most valuable treasures in American numismatic history. While most 1944 South wheat pennies are common and worth only a small amount over face value, certain rare examples featuring unusual errors, minting mistakes, and extraordinary production anomalies have become legendary among collectors. Stories of rare pennies selling for astonishing amounts have fueled excitement for decades, and the possibility of finding an exceptional error coin keeps collectors searching through rolls, collections, and estate sales every single day. The 1944 Wheat Penny was produced at the San Francisco Mint during a significant period in United States history. During World War II, the composition of pennies changed because copper was needed for military purposes. In 1943, pennies were struck on zinc-coated steel planchets rather than traditional bronze. When production returned to bronze in 1944, a few leftover steel planchets from the previous year are believed to have remained in minting equipment. This created one of the most famous and valuable mint errors in American coin history. If a 1944 penny was accidentally struck on a steel planchet rather than a bronze one, it instantly became an extraordinary rarity. These rare transitional errors are among the most sought-after coins ever produced because they represent a unique moment when mint operations and wartime production changes collided. The rarity of such a mistake cannot be overstated. Millions of pennies were struck correctly, but only an incredibly tiny number were accidentally produced using the wrong metal. This combination of historical significance, scarcity, and collector demand creates an environment where prices can reach astonishing levels. One of the primary reasons collectors become excited about the 1944 Wheat Penny is the possibility of discovering a steel cent masquerading as an ordinary coin. A genuine 1944 steel penny is one of the greatest treasures in numismatics. Because steel cents are magnetic while bronze cents are not, many collectors test their 1944 pennies with magnets hoping to find evidence of this famous error. However, authentication is critical because counterfeit examples exist. Professional grading and verification are essential whenever a potentially valuable coin is discovered. Beyond the famous steel planchet error, other minting mistakes can dramatically increase the value of a 1944 Wheat Penny. Off-center strikes are among the most visually impressive errors. These occur when the coin blank is not properly aligned between the dies during striking. The resulting coin may display part of the design missing while the remaining details are shifted dramatically toward one side. Collectors often pay substantial premiums for off-center examples, especially when the date and mint mark remain visible. Another significant error category involves double dies. A double die occurs during the die manufacturing process when design elements receive multiple impressions at slightly different positions. The result is visible doubling on letters, numbers, or design details. Strong double dies are highly collectible because they are genuine mint-made varieties rather than damage occurring after circulation. Collectors carefully inspect dates, inscriptions, and design features looking for evidence of doubling that could indicate a valuable variety. Repunched mint marks are another fascinating possibility. During the era when mint marks were manually punched into working dies, mistakes sometimes occurred. If a mint mark was punched more than once in slightly different locations, traces of the earlier punch could remain visible. Such varieties attract specialists who study minute details under magnification. The 1944 Wheat Penny offers opportunities for discovering these subtle yet valuable characteristics. Die cracks and retained cuds also contribute to collector interest. As dies age and experience repeated striking pressure, cracks can develop. These cracks may appear as raised lines on the finished coin. In more advanced cases, portions of a die can break away, creating dramatic raised areas known as cuds. While not all die cracks are valuable, unusual and prominent examples often attract attention from error collectors. Die clashes represent another intriguing error possibility. A die clash occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet between them. This can transfer portions of one design onto the opposing die, resulting in ghost-like impressions appearing on subsequently struck coins. Such mistakes provide fascinating insight into the minting process and are highly appreciated by enthusiasts who enjoy studying production anomalies. The condition of a coin plays a massive role in determining value. Even a rare variety can lose significant value if heavily worn, damaged, cleaned, or altered. Conversely, a high-grade example preserved in exceptional condition may command extraordinary premiums. Collectors examine luster, strike quality, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal when evaluating coins. A rare error coin with vibrant original surfaces and minimal imperfections can generate intense competition at auction. This competition is a major factor behind record-breaking sales. The concept of a 1944's Wheat Penny potentially reaching values measured in millions of dollars often stems from a perfect storm of factors. Extreme rarity is essential. Historical significance adds another layer of appeal. Exceptional preservation enhances desirability. Strong provenance linking a coin to notable collections can increase prestige. Finally, intense collector demand creates the competitive environment necessary for extraordinary prices. When all these elements align, a coin can achieve legendary status. Stories about rare coins selling for enormous sums capture public imagination because they represent the possibility that everyday objects may conceal extraordinary value. Coin collectors frequently search bank rolls, estate collections, flea markets, and inherited accumulations hoping to discover overlooked treasures. The 1944's Wheat Penny remains one of the most closely examined dates because of its association with rare transitional errors and other collectible varieties. Many collectors enjoy the thrill of searching just as much as the possibility of financial reward. Every coin tells a story, and error coins tell especially fascinating stories because they reveal moments when the minting process deviated from perfection. These mistakes transform ordinary coins into historical artifacts documenting the realities of industrial production. For collectors, owning a rare error coin means owning a tangible piece of history that survived against overwhelming odds. The odds of finding a genuine multi-million-dollar rarity are extremely small, yet the possibility continues to inspire generations of treasure hunters. Countless collectors have spent years examining pennies under magnification, studying mint records, and learning to identify authentic varieties. Education is one of the most valuable tools in numismatics because knowledge allows collectors to distinguish between genuine errors and ordinary wear or damage. Understanding planchet errors, striking errors, die varieties, and grading standards helps collectors make informed decisions and avoid costly mistakes. As interest in rare coins continues to grow, the legend of the 1944's Wheat Penny remains stronger than ever. Whether discussed at coin shows, featured in collector publications, or highlighted in online communities, this remarkable coin represents the dream of discovering hidden treasure in plain sight. It reminds us that even the smallest and most ordinary objects can possess extraordinary stories and surprising value. The next time you encounter an old wheat penny, take a closer look. Examine the date, inspect the mint mark, check the color and composition, and study every detail carefully. While most examples will be common coins, the possibility of uncovering a rare error continues to fuel excitement throughout the collecting world. That excitement is what makes coin collecting such a rewarding hobby, blending history, detective work, education, and the thrill of discovery into a single pursuit. The 1944's Wheat Penny stands as a symbol of that excitement, a coin whose errors, mistakes, and extraordinary possibilities have earned it a place among the most talked about treasures in American numismatic history, inspiring collectors everywhere to keep searching, learning, and dreaming about the next great discovery that might be waiting in an old collection, a forgotten coin jar, or even a handful of pocket change. Next, 1956 Wheat Penny coin. Today we are exploring one of the most fascinating topics in the world of coin collecting, the legendary 1956 Wheat Penny and the incredible story surrounding rare errors, unusual minting mistakes, and the hidden possibilities that can transform an ordinary 1-cent coin into a collector's dream. For many people, a penny is simply loose change, something that gets tossed into a jar, forgotten in a drawer, or spent without a second thought. But experienced collectors know that some coins hide extraordinary secrets, and the 1956 Wheat Penny is a perfect example of how a seemingly common coin can capture the attention of the numismatic world. Produced at the Denver Mint during the final years of the famous Wheat Cent series, the 1956 penny was struck in enormous quantities. Millions upon millions entered circulation, passing through countless hands across America. Most examples remain common today, but collectors continue to search through old collections and penny rolls because a tiny number of coins may contain unusual characteristics, striking anomalies, and rare mint-made errors that dramatically increase their desirability and value. The excitement begins with the possibility that a coin may have escaped the mint with a mistake. Coin production is a highly precise process involving planchets, dies, presses, and strict quality control measures. Yet even in the most carefully controlled environment, mistakes occasionally occur. When they do, those mistakes can create rare collectibles that stand apart from ordinary examples. One of the most sought-after possibilities is a dramatic double die variety. A double die occurs during the die creation process when design elements are impressed more than once in slightly different positions. This can create visible doubling on letters, numbers, and design features. Collectors examine every detail of a 1956 Wheat Penny looking for evidence of strong doubling because genuine double dies are recognized as important mint-made varieties rather than post-mint damage. Another exciting possibility involves repunched mint marks. During the era when mint marks were added to dies by hand, mistakes sometimes occurred. If the punch was applied more than once in slightly different locations, traces of multiple impressions could remain visible. These repunched mint marks fascinate specialists because they provide a direct glimpse into the production methods used by the United States Mint. A collector discovering a clear and dramatic repunched mint mark on a 1956 Wheat Penny may possess a coin worthy of significant attention. Off-center strikes represent another category of valuable mint errors. During the striking process, a planchet must be perfectly positioned between the dies. If it is misaligned, the resulting coin may display part of the design missing while the remaining design is shifted dramatically toward one side. The more dramatic the off-center strike, and the more important details remain visible, the greater the collector interest often becomes. Such coins immediately stand out because their unusual appearance is obvious even to people with little experience in coin collecting. Broad strikes are also highly collectible. These occur when the retaining collar that normally surrounds a coin during striking fails to function correctly. Without the collar restricting expansion, the metal spreads outward, producing a coin larger than normal with unusual proportions. Because broad strikes visually differ from standard coins, they often attract strong interest from error collectors. Die cracks are another fascinating area of study. As dies age under the immense pressures of coin production, cracks can develop. These cracks transfer onto coins as raised lines. Some are small and barely noticeable, while others become dramatic features crossing significant portions of the design. Advanced collectors often seek unusual die crack patterns because they document the life cycle of a working die and provide evidence of the stresses involved in large-scale coin production. Closely related to die cracks are cuts, which occur when pieces of a die break away entirely. Coins struck afterward may display raised, blob-like areas where design details should normally appear. Large cuts are among the most visually impressive mint errors because they dramatically alter the appearance of the coin. The 1956 Wheat Penny can also be found with die clash evidence. A die clash occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet between them. Portions of each design may transfer to the opposing die, creating faint and unusual design elements on subsequent coins. These subtle features require careful examination but are highly appreciated by collectors who enjoy studying the technical aspects of mint production. Another possibility involves struck-through errors. These occur when foreign material becomes trapped between a die and a planchet during striking. The resulting coin may display unusual impressions, missing details, or distinctive surface characteristics. Depending on the nature and visibility of the error, struck-through coins can command substantial premiums over normal examples. Collectors are especially fascinated by unusual struck-through errors because each one tells a unique story about a brief moment inside the minting process. Planchet errors add another level of excitement. Before a coin is struck, the blank planchet must meet precise specifications. Occasionally, defects develop during the manufacturing process. Improper alloy mixtures, clipped planchets, laminations, and other irregularities can produce highly collectible coins. A clipped planchet, for example, occurs when the blanking process overlaps a previously punched area, leaving a curved section missing from the coin. Such errors are instantly recognizable and highly sought after by specialists. Lamination errors occur when impurities or structural weaknesses within the metal cause portions of the coin's surface to peel or separate. These dramatic flaws create distinctive appearances that are difficult to duplicate and therefore attract collector attention. Although not every lamination error is rare, unusual and visually striking examples can become valuable additions to specialized collections. The condition of a 1956 Wheat penny plays an enormous role in determining its value. Even without major errors, exceptionally preserved examples can command strong premiums. Coins that have survived for decades with original mint luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks are highly desirable. Professional grading services evaluate factors such as strike quality, surface preservation, eye appeal, and overall condition. A coin receiving an elite grade becomes far scarcer than ordinary circulated examples because very few survive in such remarkable condition. This scarcity can drive intense competition among collectors. The concept of a multi-million-dollar coin often emerges when multiple factors combine into an extraordinary package. Imagine a 1956 Wheat penny possessing a dramatic and unique mint error, preserved in nearly perfect condition, authenticated by leading experts, and supported by a documented history of ownership. Such a coin would represent a remarkable rarity within the hobby. While ordinary examples remain common, extraordinary examples occupy an entirely different category where rarity and demand intersect. Collectors are drawn to stories of hidden treasures because they demonstrate that remarkable discoveries can still occur. Countless valuable coins have been found in inherited collections, old piggy banks, estate sales, and forgotten boxes stored in attics and basements. The possibility that a rare variety or unusual error remains undiscovered continues to inspire collectors around the world. Every year, people examine old coins hoping to uncover something special. The 1956 Wheat penny remains part of that excitement because it belongs to a beloved series with a rich history and strong collector following. Wheat pennies hold a special place in American numismatics. Their iconic design, historical significance, and accessibility make them a popular starting point for new collectors. Many enthusiasts began their collecting journey by searching through wheat cents, learning to identify dates, mint marks, and varieties. Over time, that curiosity often develops into a deeper appreciation for minting technology, history, and the art of coin production. The search for rare 1956 Wheat penny errors embodies that spirit of discovery. Collectors carefully examine lettering, mint marks, surfaces, rims, and strike characteristics. They compare coins to reference guides, study photographs of known varieties, and learn how genuine mint errors differ from damage caused after circulation. Education is one of the most important aspects of successful collecting because knowledge helps identify genuine opportunities while avoiding common mistakes. Counterfeits and altered coins represent another reason expertise is essential. As valuable varieties become more widely known, some individuals attempt to modify ordinary coins to imitate rare errors. Professional authentication helps ensure that significant discoveries are genuine. Experts analyze metal composition, die characteristics, weight, dimensions, and microscopic details to determine authenticity. This process protects both collectors and the integrity of the hobby. The enduring fascination. Next 1950 Wheat penny coin. Today we are taking a deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins that continues to attract the attention of collectors, treasure hunters, and coin enthusiasts across the world, the 1950 wheat penny. At first glance, this small copper coin may appear no different from countless other pennies that passed through the hands of Americans during the middle of the 20th century, but experienced collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. Hidden among ordinary examples can be coins featuring rare minting mistakes, unusual production errors, striking abnormalities, and exceptional preservation that transform a common 1-cent piece into a highly desirable collectible. The dream of discovering a coin worth a fortune has inspired generations of collectors, and the 1950 wheat penny remains one of those intriguing coins that encourages people to examine every detail before dismissing it as ordinary pocket change. The story begins in an era when the wheat penny was a familiar part of everyday life. The design featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse had already become an American classic by 1950. Millions of these coins were produced and circulated widely throughout the country. Most examples entered commerce and experienced years of wear, but a small number escaped into collections or remained hidden away, preserving details that would later become valuable to collectors. The fascination surrounding the 1950 wheat penny is not simply about age. Instead, it is about rarity, condition, and the possibility of mint-produced errors that distinguish certain examples from the countless ordinary coins struck that year. One of the most exciting possibilities involves double die varieties. During the process of creating coin dies, tiny alignment mistakes could sometimes occur, resulting in doubling visible on letters, numbers, or design features. Collectors spend countless hours examining coins under magnification searching for signs of genuine doubling because a confirmed double die can dramatically increase a coin's desirability. Unlike damage that occurs after a coin leaves the mint, a double die is part of the manufacturing process itself, making it a true variety sought by specialists. The possibility of discovering a strong double die on a 1950 wheat penny is enough to keep many collectors carefully inspecting every example they encounter. Another category of valuable mistakes involves repunched mint marks. During this period, mint marks were often applied manually to working dies. If the punch shifted or was applied more than once, remnants of multiple impressions could remain visible. These repunched mint marks are fascinating because they reveal evidence of the human element involved in coin production. Every repunched mint mark tells a story of a tiny adjustment made at the mint decades ago. Collectors specializing in mint-mark varieties carefully study the shape, position, and appearance of letters looking for unusual characteristics that separate a rare coin from an ordinary one. Off-center strikes represent some of the most dramatic mint errors found on wheat pennies. A coin blank must be correctly positioned when struck by the dies. If it shifts out of alignment, the design may be impressed only partially onto the coin. The result can be a spectacular off-center strike with a portion of the coin blank left untouched. Depending on the percentage of the design missing and whether the date remains visible, these errors can command significant premiums. The unusual appearance makes them instantly recognizable, even to people who know little about coin collecting. Broad-struck coins provide another fascinating example of minting mistakes. Normally, a retaining collar surrounds a coin during striking and helps create the proper shape and rim. If the collar fails to function correctly or is absent, the coin may spread beyond its intended dimensions when struck. The resulting broad strike creates a coin with a noticeably different appearance. Because such mistakes are uncommon and visually distinctive, they attract considerable interest from collectors who appreciate unusual mint errors. Die cracks are another source of fascination. Coin dies endure tremendous pressure during production. Over time, microscopic fractures can develop and expand. These cracks appear on struck coins as raised lines crossing portions of the design. Some are subtle, while others become large and dramatic. Collectors often study die cracks because they provide evidence of a die's life cycle and help document the production history of a particular issue. In some cases, advanced die cracks evolve into larger defects known as cuts. A cut occurs when part of a die breaks away completely. Coins struck afterward display raised areas where design details should normally appear. Large cuts can significantly alter a coin's appearance and create unique collectible varieties. Strike-through errors offer another intriguing possibility. During the minting process, foreign material may accidentally become trapped between the die and the planchet. When the coin is struck, the material interferes with the transfer of design elements, creating unusual impressions or missing details. Strike-through errors vary tremendously in appearance, making each example unique. Collectors appreciate these coins because they provide a direct glimpse into unexpected events that occurred during production. Planchet errors represent an entirely different category of collectible mistakes. Before a coin is struck, the blank metal disc must meet strict specifications regarding weight, composition, and quality. Occasionally, flaws develop during manufacturing. Clipped planchets occur when blanks are improperly punched from metal strips, resulting in curved sections missing from the finished coin. Lamination errors arise when impurities or structural weaknesses in the metal cause portions of the surface to peel or separate. Such defects create unusual appearances that are highly prized by error collectors. The possibility of discovering one of these rare planchet errors on a 1950 wheat penny adds another layer of excitement to the search. Collectors also pay close attention to die clashes. These occur when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet between them. As a result, portions of each design may transfer to the opposite die. Coins struck afterward can display faint and unusual design elements not intended to be present. Die clash evidence often requires careful examination, but it remains highly collectible among specialists who enjoy studying minting technology and production anomalies. Beyond errors and varieties, condition plays a critical role in determining value. A coin preserved in extraordinary condition is often far more desirable than a worn example. Many 1950 wheat pennies circulated heavily, accumulating scratches, nicks, discoloration, and wear. However, a small number survived with their original mint luster intact. These coins appear much as they did when they left the mint decades ago. Collectors compete intensely for such examples because pristine coins become increasingly scarce over time. Professional grading services evaluate coins according to strict standards, assigning numerical grades that help establish market value. A coin achieving an exceptionally high grade may become one of the finest known examples, attracting attention from advanced collectors willing to pay substantial premiums. The excitement surrounding valuable wheat pennies often stems from the possibility that a coin may combine several desirable characteristics. Imagine a 1950 wheat penny featuring a dramatic mint error, outstanding eye appeal, and exceptional preservation. Such a coin would stand apart from ordinary examples and could become the centerpiece of a major collection. Rarity alone is important, but rarity combined with quality creates even greater demand. This principle helps explain why certain coins achieve remarkable prices when offered at auction. Collectors are not merely purchasing metal. They are acquiring history, craftsmanship, and uniqueness. The enduring popularity of wheat pennies is rooted in their historical significance. These coins circulated during some of the most important decades in American history. Every example passed through countless hands, participating in daily commerce and witnessing events that shaped the nation. Holding a 1950 wheat penny creates a tangible connection to the past. For many collectors, that connection is as meaningful as potential financial value. The search for rare errors transforms the hobby into a treasure hunt. Every coin examined carries the possibility of revealing something unexpected. This sense of discovery is one of the reasons coin collecting remains so popular. Education is essential for anyone hoping to identify valuable coins accurately. Many forms of damage can resemble genuine mint errors. Scratches, environmental corrosion, machine damage, and alterations performed after minting often confuse inexperienced collectors. Learning how to distinguish authentic errors from post-mint damage is a critical skill. Reference books, online resources, collector communities, and professional authentication services all play important roles in helping enthusiasts evaluate their discoveries. Knowledge protects collectors from mistakes while increasing the chances of recognizing genuine rarities when they appear. Authentication becomes particularly important whenever a potentially valuable coin is discovered. Professional experts analyze last 1948 wheat penny coin. Today we are exploring one of the most intriguing coins in the world of American numismatics, the 1948 wheat penny, a coin that at first glance may seem ordinary but has captured the attention of collectors for decades because of the possibility of rare errors, unusual minting mistakes, exceptional preservation, and hidden varieties that can transform a simple 1-cent coin into a highly sought-after treasure. For many people, a penny is just a penny, something found in a pocket, dropped into a jar, or forgotten in a drawer, but seasoned collectors understand that some of the most valuable discoveries in coin collecting have started with coins that appeared completely ordinary. The 1948 wheat penny is one of those coins that encourages collectors to look closer, examine every detail, and consider the possibility that a small copper coin could hold a remarkable story and potentially significant value. The Wheat Penny series is among the most beloved coin series in American history. Featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and two elegant wheat stalks on the reverse, these coins circulated through some of the most important decades of the 20th century. By 1948, the United States was entering a period of post-war growth and optimism. Millions of pennies were produced to meet the needs of commerce, and the vast majority entered circulation without attracting special attention. However, within large production runs, mistakes sometimes occurred, and those mistakes are what continue to fascinate collectors today. The possibility of finding a rare error on a 1948 wheat penny is one of the main reasons collectors continue searching through old collections, coin albums, estate sales, and even rolls of pennies obtained from banks. Every coin represents a chance to discover something unusual, and that sense of possibility keeps the hobby exciting. One of the most desirable categories of coin errors involves double dies. A double die is created during the manufacturing process of the die itself. When the design is impressed onto a die more than once at slightly different angles or positions, visible doubling can appear on the final coin struck by that die. Collectors carefully inspect lettering, numbers, and design details looking for signs of genuine doubling because authentic double dies can command substantial premiums. Unlike damage that occurs after a coin leaves the mint, double dies originate during production and are considered legitimate varieties. On a 1948 wheat penny, evidence of strong doubling on the date, inscriptions, or design elements could instantly attract collector interest. Another fascinating possibility involves repunched mint marks. During the era of wheat penny production, mint marks were applied by hand to working dies. If a mint mark punch was placed incorrectly and then corrected, traces of the original impression might remain visible beneath the final mint mark. These repunched mint marks provide a fascinating glimpse into mint operations and human involvement in the production process. Collectors specializing in mint mark varieties often spend years studying tiny details under magnification, searching for examples that display clear evidence of multiple impressions. The excitement comes from discovering something that escaped notice for years and represents a unique moment in the history of coin production. Off-center strikes are among the most dramatic mint errors that can occur. During normal production, a planchet must be positioned precisely between the dies. If the planchet shifts before the strike, part of the design may be missing while the remaining design appears compressed to one side. Depending on how far off-center the strike is and whether important details such as the date remain visible, these coins can become highly collectible. An off-center 1948 wheat penny would stand out immediately from ordinary examples because of its unusual appearance. Many collectors enjoy off-center errors because they are visually striking and easy to recognize. Broad-struck coins represent another category of errors that attract attention. A coin is normally held within a collar during striking, which gives it the proper shape and rim. If the collar is absent or fails to function correctly, the coin may spread outward when struck. The resulting broad strike produces a coin that appears larger than normal and lacks the standard raised rim. Such coins provide direct evidence of a malfunction during the minting process and are prized by collectors interested in production errors. Die cracks are also important in the world of error collecting. Coin dies are subjected to immense pressure during production. Over time, cracks can develop in the steel dies. These cracks appear as raised lines on the struck coins and can range from tiny hairline features to dramatic lines crossing large portions of the design. Some collectors specialize in studying die cracks because they reveal the life cycle of a die and document the stresses involved in mass coin production. A large and unusual die crack on a 1948 wheat penny could make the coin particularly desirable to specialists. In some cases, die cracks evolve into larger defects known as cuts. When a portion of the die breaks away completely, coins struck afterward may display raised blobs or missing design elements corresponding to the missing section of the die. Large cuts are especially dramatic because they can alter the appearance of the coin significantly. These unusual features often generate strong interest among collectors who appreciate visually distinctive mint errors. Die clashes provide another fascinating glimpse into the minting process. A die clash occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet between them. As a result, portions of each design may transfer onto the opposite die. Subsequent coins struck by those dies can display faint and unexpected design elements. Although die clashes are often subtle, experienced collectors enjoy searching for them because they reveal an unusual moment in the operation of minting equipment. Strike-through errors add another layer of mystery and excitement. These occur when foreign material becomes trapped between the die and the planchet during striking. The material prevents the design from transferring normally, creating unusual impressions or missing details. Depending on the nature of the material involved, strike-through errors can produce highly distinctive and collectible results. Every strike-through error is unique, making such coins especially interesting to collectors who appreciate one-of-a-kind minting anomalies. Planchet errors are another major area of interest. Before a coin is struck, the blank planchet must meet strict standards for weight, composition, and quality. Occasionally, flaws occur during manufacturing. Clipped planchets result when blanks are punched incorrectly from metal strips, leaving portions of the coin missing. Lamination errors occur when impurities or weaknesses in the metal cause layers of the coin to separate or peel away. These unusual defects create distinctive appearances that attract attention from collectors who specialize in error coins. The possibility of finding a 1948 wheat penny struck on a defective planchet adds yet another reason to inspect old coins carefully. Some of the most valuable coins are not necessarily those with dramatic errors but those preserved in extraordinary condition. Condition is one of the most important factors influencing value. Most 1948 wheat pennies spent years in circulation, accumulating wear, scratches, and damage. However, a small number survived in pristine condition, retaining their original mint luster and sharp details. Coins in such remarkable condition are far scarcer than ordinary circulated examples. Professional grading services evaluate coins according to strict standards and assign numerical grades that help establish rarity and market value. A top-grade 1948 wheat penny can be far more desirable than a typical example simply because so few have survived in such exceptional condition. Color also plays a role in collector demand. Copper coins are often categorized as brown, red-brown, or red based on the amount of original mint color remaining. Fully red examples with vibrant original surfaces are especially desirable because copper naturally darkens over time. A 1948 wheat penny retaining brilliant red color decades after its production can attract strong interest from advanced collectors. The combination of rarity, preservation, and eye appeal often determines whether a coin becomes truly exceptional. The dream of discovering a highly valuable coin continues to inspire collectors around the world. Stories of rare coins found in old jars, inherited collections, and forgotten boxes have become part of numismatic folklore. These stories remind collectors that remarkable discoveries are still possible. Every wheat penny examined carries the possibility of revealing an overlooked variety, an unusual error, or an extraordinary level of preservation. While most coins will prove ordinary, the excitement comes from knowing that one special example could change everything. Knowledge is one of the most important tools a collector can possess. Many forms of post-mint damage can resemble genuine errors. Scratches, corrosion, environmental damage, and alterations performed after a coin leaves the mint can sometimes confuse inexperienced collectors. Learning how genuine mint errors are created helps collectors distinguish valuable discoveries from ordinary damage. Reference books, educational resources, coin shows, online communities, and